Hi, I'm Mike Ryan. In all the many videos that we've done on our blog, one of the themes that I have kept emphasizing, and probably many of you are probably tired of hearing it all the time, is how very rare natural high-grade turquoise is, and because of that, why it represents such a good value in the marketplace. As expensive as it may seem, relative to the cost of what it takes to find it, it's a very good bargain. Why is that? Well, it's been estimated that the high-grade turquoise is 5% or less of all the turquoise that is extracted. In fact, 80% or more of all turquoise requires some form of treatment before it can be used in jewelry. Most of the turquoise that comes out, especially from the mines in Mexico and other foreign countries, is very, very soft. It's chalk. It's just like a piece of chalk that you put on a blackboard. And that has to be hardened to make it harder for cutting and for use in turquoise, and to stabilize it for color, because it's just a very pale color. And that's what most people are aware of in the marketplace. And that really gives a lot of confusion because a lot of people just never see the high grade. And among natural turquoise, there's a lot of mid-grade turquoise that really encompasses maybe 15% of the turquoise, with only maybe 5% what we would consider the high grade. And among that, the very top, what I call the gem grade, maybe 1/10 of 1%. Very rare. And for the turquoise miners who are out there, they're digging, they dig 1,000 pounds of turquoise, which takes a lot of digging to get 1,000 pounds of turquoise. And they may end up with 1 pound of the high grade, or the very, very high grade, or oftentimes they don't find any at all. So it's very costly for mining to find this very, very high grade turquoise. But I wanted to give you an example of what I think is the rarest turquoise I've ever seen. And this comes from the Candelaria mine, which was never a located claim. The Candelaria turquoise was extracted from trespass. People would go onto the private land of the Candelaria silver mine, and they would steal the turquoise. Except there was one time in 1985 when the manager, the superintendent of the plant, his name was Van Arsdale, he gave a concession to Wayne Nelson. That was very short-lived, only lasted less than a year. And Wayne was able to go in, work the dumps, take the turquoise out, and pay for it at the mine as he took it out by the pound. When he was cutting that, he came across one nugget, I believe, and it was 187 carats of a dark web turquoise. Now, many of us are familiar with the dark web. We know it from Lander Blue. We know it from number 8. Very small amount of that dark web came out in the early 50s. It's very, very hard to find. We know it from a small amount from Indian Mountain, a small amount from Kingman. Now, Kingman does have a lot of dark web, but much of that has been surface treated to darken the matrix. And the true natural dark web is very rare at Kingman as well. China has a number of looks of this very dark web, very hard turquoise. So we do have different mines that have this look, but it's a very rare turquoise, and you can see that in the price. But I've never seen this dark web from Candelaria. Most of the high grade from Candelaria is more of a red web. Beautiful, beautiful hard turquoise, but it just doesn't have that dark web look. So here we see this photo of 187 carats of this dark web from Candelaria, which may in fact be all that was ever produced. Now, this is where my math just boggles my mind, because I'm trying to calculate out if the gem grade is 1/10 of 1%, and this is 187 carats, that was all that was ever found. Among all the 1/10 of 1% of gem grade that's ever been found, what does that really calculate to? It's astronomical. And this is really the rarity that we get into with some of this super, super rare, very high grade, what I call gem grade turquoise. So just be aware when you are seeing some of this beautiful gem grade turquoise, you're seeing one of the rarest mineral occurrences on the planet.